But all right, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie McPhail. And you know how it feels really hard to heal after a divorce? That's what I do. I've been doing that for the past 11 years. And so today what I want to do is I want to talk about why this work is so important. And I also want to tell you about the Black Friday deal that we're having so that you get more information and really get the support that you need to help you heal. All right, so it is not an accident that we heal from toxic relationships. In fact, there are some very specific steps that you need in order to become the healthy, confident, and emotionally strong person that is there, that has been there, but you've been using all that time and energy to focus on everybody else, and you haven't been able to really focus on yourself. So in order to really make those changes, then you're going to have to do a few things. One of them is you're going to have to build up a new skill. You're going to have to create a new mindset. You're going to have to learn to speak to yourself with compassion. You're going to have to learn how to read those red flags and know what to do when you see those red flags. Instead of having them pull you in, you need to be able to walk away when you notice them right away. And you need to be able to walk away and stand up for yourself, because what happens a lot of times is we see there's a problem, but I always say we're like as loyal as a pit bull, right? We hold on tightly, we don't know when to let go, and we are super, super loyal to the person who is hurting us, and we don't exactly know, like I said, when to let go. And so then that becomes a problem when we talk about these different relationships. So there are 3 specific things that are going to be inevitable for you to succeed in really healing and creating this new life after your divorce or your toxic relationship. And I want you to know, I went through all of this myself. When I share this information, this is not because I made it up, or read a book about it. This is because I personally experienced it. I had a toxic ex-husband. I went through the process, and I made sure that I learned what I could so that I can help others heal. And so this has become my passion, to really help people create their new lives so that they don't have to deal with it anymore. And so all the years that I spent in learning, refining, spending all the time in books and therapy and etc., I now have all this information that I can give to you and actually, share a methodology that works so that you don't have to, spend years and years in therapy, but you actually can get all that information that I got from personal study and all of that. And again, it's a methodology, which means if I am able to learn it, I can share it with other people so that you don't have to waste so much time. So the first thing I want to just kind of talk about is why you need mentorship. So often as professional, successful women, we say to ourselves, we don't need mentorship, we can do this alone, or we go to therapy and we try to figure things out, but we notice that it's really hard and we get stuck in the same patterns over and over and over again. It's not the same to pick someone's mind over coffee and to vent to a friend or anything like that. That is not really going to help you heal and create the changes that you're looking for. It's a great place to vent. And I'm not saying that talking to your friends and family isn't super important, but we really need to make sure that you are getting someone who knows what you're talking about, what you've been through, and has actually been able to have a proven system to create the life that you're looking for. And to really give you the guidance, support, and tools, and along with the accountability. Because your friend that you're hanging out with over coffee and that you're venting to about your crappy relationships, they're gone after the coffee's done. They have their own lives that they're dealing with. So they're not going to be able to really stick around and help you to create something different. So this is where a mentor is so important. And so the question is always, there's so many mentors out there. How do you know when a mentor is legit? So these are some things that I want you to think about. You want to make sure that you are following the person's teachings. Follow what I share on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on all the different things. I've been sharing this for the past 11 years. Go through all of that stuff. Look at if it resonates, because what resonates for you might not resonate for somebody else. So what they're saying to you, does it feel like they know you and understand what you're going through? Read through the testimonials. Go through and see what other people have experienced with that coach. And then look at the lives that this mentor is living now. Are they living the life that you would like to live? Is this something that's actually genuinely walking the walk and talking the talk? Like someone that actually knows what it feels like and is experiencing what you would like to experience. So I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that all the energy that you've been using trying to figure things out on your own is now being used to healing or for your own healing. Imagine if all that research, if all that, that energy trying to heal, trying not to bother anybody, pretending like everything is okay, pretending that you're just moving on while you're still feeling stuck. Imagine if all that guesswork was gone and you were able to have an actual blueprint to help you heal and create something different without you having to figure it out on your own. And all of that energy could just be used to follow a proven system that actually works. Would that be easier, do you think? Do you think it would be easier to create the life that you want if you didn't have to think about what you had to do and you just had to follow directions? If someone just said, you should do this now do this step. If you had someone that could tell you and see, one of the things that I love about working with our clients is that when I see them making a mistake, I can tell them in real time that they're making that mistake and they can course correct. And I wish I had that when I was going through my healing process. To have somebody to say to me like, oh no, see that thing that you're doing? Try this instead. And that way you can try it out. So we really feel less depleted. It takes that mental bandwidth that we've been using up and it allows us to really use that energy in a much more healthy way. And another thing too is that having that mentor is so important because before you find the one, before you find that person that might be your forever person, there's a lot of healing, there's a lot of learning that goes on there. And there's going to be times where you're going to have to act in spite of discomfort. You're going to have to follow through on having healthy boundaries. You're going to have to make sure that you are using your energy wisely and you're not using it on doing the same things over and over again. To have someone to tell you when to walk away, when to set better boundaries, when to choose better, when to avoid or notice that you're repeating those same patterns so that you can avoid that. That is an amazing use of your time and energy. Because just like business, time is money. So the more time that you spend trying to figure out healing all by yourself after a toxic relationship, the more time you lose, the more money that you lose, the more of your life that you lose. And that to me is super important. And I can look back at the times when I was in my own crappy relationship. And I remember thinking, I'm smart, I'm successful, I had a degree in psychology. I thought I could fix it by myself. But instead I kept wasting years and years of my life trying to figure it out on my own because I wanted to prove to myself that I could figure it out. And what did I lose? I lost more time. I lost more of myself. I got more frustrated. I actually got some health issues. All these terrible things were going wrong until I finally did what I needed to do, which was get a coach. I'd already gotten a therapist, but I needed a coach. I needed to know exactly what I had to do. And like I said before, if I can do it, then you can too. You just need the right steps. It's like going to the doctor and expecting, someone to be able to do brain surgery, but they've never done brain surgery. And that's what it is for a lot of us with these toxic relationships. We've never had a healthy relationship, but then we're mad at ourselves for not being able to create a healthy relationship. How do we think that's going to be possible? We don't have the tools. We don't have the knowledge. We've never done it before. So we have to really be careful about the expectations we put on ourselves when we don't actually have the tools. We need to have the right mentor, the right tools, the right plan in order to create the life that we want. So again, I'm no guru. If I can do it, you can do it. You just need the right people on your team and you need the right tools. So this is actually why I created the Heart Reset Accelerator. This is why I created my entire program, is because I wanted you to be able to build on what you already know. I wanted you to be able to shift your mindset from a place of feeling stuck and trapped and learn actually what works in healing. I wanted you to be able to receive real-time support and really have courses that, course correct in real time so that you don't keep repeating those same patterns. And so these are some of those things that's so cool about this whole process, is that some of those changes are going to feel really big. And some of them are going to be the small changes. But like I say to clients all the time, the small changes over time create big changes. Small hinges open big doors. Those little ahas that we have over time where we consistently are working towards going in the right direction, that is going to help you heal in a way that you never could have imagined before. So I know you see behind me the Black Friday deal. Again, it's beingloveshouldn'thurt.com/Black Friday. But for those of you who are like, you know what, I know that time is money. I don't want to waste any more of it. This is an amazing deal. We've never offered anything like this before to be able to work with us. I want you to know exactly what's included with this. This is really for the people who are saying to themselves, I want to change. I want to create a life that I feel happier, I feel more aligned with myself, I feel like the best version of myself. And I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want somebody else to figure it out. I want to know exactly what I have to do in order to change. So what it includes, this $97, I mean, that's a great investment in your future, is a Psych K session. And Psych K is our secret sauce. It is what we use to help people heal on their subconscious level, those thoughts and feelings about what's possible to change, if you can create something different for yourself, because if you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to be able to do it. So Psych K actually helps you change at that subconscious level, which is what most programs are missing from that big major shift that you're looking for. It also includes emotional clarity course, so that you have the exact steps and tools that you need to take the guesswork out and know exactly what you need to do in order to heal. It includes a signed copy of my book and my workbook, and it includes a guided sound healing meditation, which is fabulous. I will say that even my daughter loves to listen to those to help her go to sleep. And it's for all areas of healing when we're talking about toxic relationships. So you get all of that, all those course materials, and even, in a few weeks after you've gone through the whole program, you can go through the whole program again as many times as you want, because it's yours. It's yours forever. So you don't have to worry about anything else. But listen, the real value isn't in the teaching, it's in the doing. You could read all the books, you could watch all the videos, you could do all the things, but if you don't take action on healing, if you don't take action on doing the things, the steps that you need to take in order to heal, you're not going to change. It's that, the saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This is what a lot of us do. We're like, I can figure it out. We keep doing the same things over and over again, but we don't create any change. We keep saying we're going to lose 10 pounds. We keep saying that we're going to heal. We keep saying that we're going to do all these things, but time passes and we don't do those things. So this is the opportunity. We wanted to make it a no-brainer to jump in on the opportunity to create something new for yourself, to get the guidance, support, and tools that you actually need in order to create your next best chapter of your life and make it a no-brainer. So that $97, you can do this. This is something that you can figure out quickly if healing after your toxic relationship is a priority for you. And again, this is one of those deals where it totally makes sense for you to jump in there. So doesn't hurt. Go check it out. Go to beingloveshouldn'thurt.com/Black Friday and check out more information about it. You can read all about what it includes in there, get the information that you need, and make today the day that you decide to create something amazing for yourself, to make today the day that you make yourself a priority, that you decide to step into your power and create that version of you that is doing all the great things that you were put here to do. And life is now happening for you. You don't have to feel like you're in victim mode where you're stuck and you're drowning anymore. But you can have that support. You can have the tools that you need and literally transform your life into one of more clarity and peace and just all around the best version of you. So make sure that you click that link. Like I said, this is an opportunity. This ends tonight at midnight. Of course, we'll always be around. So if this doesn't work out for you, the price will change after tonight at midnight. But if you've ever thought about getting help for healing, this is the opportunity that you don't want to walk away from. So on that note, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And never forget, you are way stronger than you realize. See you next time. Bye, everybody.